All right, welcome back, beautiful people. In this section, we want to focus on what is called Flexbox. What is Flexbox? Let's quickly run a check and go and read some documentation on the Bootstrap. All right. Okay, where can you actually find these under the documentation? I think you're actually going to find this under utilities. All right. Let's click on utilities and let's click on Flex. All right. So Flex is just a way, it's just what makes us to be able to quickly manage the layout, alignment, the size and grid columns, even the navigations, components, and many more. So it comes alongside with, I think, with Bootstrap 4.0, though I think it's still follow along with all the latest Bootstrap. But Flexbox enables us to be able to, it's an intelligent, it's already help us to work more on our responsiveness using the grid without stressing ourselves to do a lot of coding. All right, so let me just do something. Look, I just see, let's check what we've done in the previous. Let's check it out. You see all these things are messy. We need to remove some couple of tags from here, and all right, let's remove this and let's remove this. Good. All right, I just want to leave that sky blue thing. All right, so okay, fine. Yeah, so what I want to do is that I just want to understand one thing. What if I just remove this MD6 and I just type MD and press Ctrl S, and then let's check it out. It's, the Flexbox, because of the Flexbox, Bootstrap has already seen it that it's going to give it divide it automatically for us without us having issues. So even if I copy this and I paste this thing down, it's going to give it, it's going to make sure that this MD has been divided automatically into what, 3 different places. So when you divide 12 by 3, it's going to give you 4. So it's going to align by itself without you, applying any 3 or any numbers in front of the MD. All right, see, what Flexbox is trying to, what the problem is actually trying to solve. All right, what if I just intend, okay, I'm removing this, okay, and I probably want to add something here. Probably, let me say I'm adding 8. So if we add 8, that means the first medium device is going to be 2 and the last period device is going to be 2. Okay, so if I should do that, intelligence of Bootstrap is actually going to see it and actually give it a space itself, letting every other concept lie flat. All right, just picture it in mind. Okay, you have let's say, for instance, you just want to have one MD. You want to have one MD. If you want to have one MD, that means that MD is going to occupy the entire column. Okay, so if you have one MD and you want to have another role, let me just show you some stuff. You want to have another role, and that other role you want it to excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Let's say, for instance, you want to have like 4 MDs. Okay, 3 MDs. Okay, Ctrl Z and Ctrl V. All right, I'm just trying to explain some things to you, how to actually structure your layout at times. So this might be 8, okay, -8. That means you have sorry, Ctrl S, and let me just save it. Okay, you can see that means this is how to actually build your stuff. So then definitely that means this might be the top, might be your probably menu bar, and this might be your content where you have one aside, and probably you can even remove this particular by the time you remove this, okay, let's assume you remove the last one. The first one is going to actually it's going to be 4 columns like that. You can see 8 and 4 columns. You can decide to make this 10 and see how it goes. So this actually structure what you want to have inside your content before you start building it. All right, so Flexbox automatically helps us to already divide our stuff. Okay, so all right, so let me just show you something. All right, let's now take, for instance, now you are having the feeling that, okay, let's have this. Let me just press Ctrl Z and go back to the normal way. Ctrl Z, okay, Ctrl Z. All right, so let me just let's take, for instance, now you want to have another row. All right, and you just want to make it 3. All right, again, you want to make it 3. I want to make the MD to be 3. All right, so if you want to make the MD to be 3, let me remove this. I just want to see how exactly it's going to look like. All right, okay, so and I want everything to be 2. I've already given it a number. So giving it a number means it's not actually going to take the entire space. Definitely every single column here, it's going to be a good, you can see. So here now, what you can do is that, what if I want to shift these things to the middle? That is what Flexbox is actually talking about. Even if you don't occupy the entire space, you can still align. Okay, all right. So now what we want to do is that let's come straight inside this place and just justify content. Justify. Let's just type justify content. Content. Content MD. Excuse me. Control content MD. Let's say center. So what is going to happen here is that I'll show you on the documentation. It's not as if I crammed it. You can see it actually make it to be at the center. Okay. All right. So now what we want to do is that you can see it justified at the center. So let's go to Flexbox. All right. So this Flexbox, this is where I actually got it from. Justify content. You can justify content at the end, at the center, or whatever. But if you want to actually start it up, you can typically add dflex. So when you add dflex, it's already saying it that this guy is actually making use of me as a tool, and I'm going to give you exactly what you want. But by the time you move on in the real life project, you're going to see a lot of concepts where we are actually making use of all these ideas. But I just want you to understand the building blocks so that we'll all be on the same page when we start making use of the concept. All right. So now what I want to do now is that you can see, let's now say for instance I want to create another rules. Let me create another rules, but this one I'm not actually creating a rule. Okay, what I want to do, this time I'm not actually justifying, rather what I want to do now is that I just want to make sure that I have these two and I want to float to the right or float to the left. Let's go back to documentation. All right, let's go back to documentation. You can see align. So you can scroll down. You can see you can align item with deflect, align item to the right, align item to the to the start and to the end, to the middle. Okay. All right, so this is basically what a grid is all about. I don't want to go deep down into it because I said it's an introduction, and I just want you to understand how it works. You can go along and read a lot of documentation about Flexbox. All right, Flexbox makes our utility. Flexbox makes it to be awesome and easy to use. By the time you dive into the real life work, you understand it very much better. Like I said, you can see I use justify content, direction, how do we use it, enable flex behavior, how do you enable it. Every single thing is here in the documentation, and we cannot be going through all this documentation. Like I said, we need to make sure that we are using it to come up with a project. That's where you get familiar with what all this does. If documentation can make us to be a better developer without trying to do a lot of practical, everybody will understand programming language. Okay, so the fact is this: documentation just gives us an idea of what we are meant to do, but we need to implement this in a project. All right, this is where I'm actually going to stop for now. In the next tutorial, we're going to dive into something very, very exciting. Thank you guys for watching, and